Dennis Draper. Happy to have his business here on Property Source Radio every week, and he is with the Home for Life Renovations. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Pat.
Super Bowl pick. Let's get that out of the way.
Oh, gee whiz. I'll pick New England.
All right.
He wasn't prepared.
He made a good choice.
I just think that they're going to pull through and somehow make the other guy stumble.
Let me hit you with this one. Kelly Clarkson is singing the national anthem today.
Oh, boy.
Tomorrow, I should say. Will we or will we not see her tummy?
Oh,
It's one of those bets that's floating around out there.
Gee, I kind of hope not.
Any wardrobe misfunctions?
I don't think for Kelly Clarkson. She's not that kind of a. She doesn't do the whole mid-drift thing.
You don't think so? So you're taking no on
I'm
that
going
one?
to take no.
All
Just because I doubt it.
And one more before we get into the nuts and bolts of Home for Life Renovations. What color will Madonna's hair be at the beginning of the halftime show?
Oh, I didn't know this was a controversy. Isn't she always blonde? Isn't she like the blonde?
You never know. You never know.
She could mix it up a little bit. What about the end? Is there a bet on the end of the halftime show what color her hair will be?
Well, that's it. All right, Dennis, welcome back to the show. It's always great to have you. For those who aren't aware, and I don't know who those people are, let's talk about Home for Life Renovations, what you do.
Sure. Well, Home for Life Renovations is a subsidiary of CP Rochester, and what we provide is the kind of specialty construction with our that's tuned into home accessibility. We provide thorough evaluation for myself and also our physical and occupational therapists that allow us to really fine-tune a solution for folks in their home to help them stay there longer, quite frankly.
Another business that probably would have never existed even, say, 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Well, sure, and there's certainly other folks out there who will, can do these kinds of things, but we're the high specialists when it comes to that. We really pride ourselves in the ability to, if you say customize, that's certainly a good word to describe it, but we want to make sure that every possible need of someone who has issues with mobility or, getting through their house, getting up and down from floor to floor, even in and out from their garage. We want to make sure it's as safe as possible for them. And provide those solutions.
So you're not just the guy that comes in and builds a ramp and puts a hand railing up. You actually are creative. You have the creative edge to go forward and plan it all out and execute like a kitchen remodel for.
Yeah, certainly.
example.
And I don't want to discount our ability to just come in and do the grab bar installations, because that's a lot of times where it needs to start for folks. Or, or ramp, graded kind of a thing, because that's very important in the whole picture. But yes, we will come through and make sure that they're, like the body mechanics and all that works well for them based on what their needs are, what their, mobility issues are, even if they've got a progressive, condition that's, we want to get ahead of, let's say. We don't want to, maybe cookie cutter things come in and just drop a little here and drop. We want to say, here's what we foresee. That's why we come in with the experts. To say here's what we know you can expect.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. When someone seems to come up with a concept, I wonder whether the concept was born because someone said, "Hey, we need this type service," or was it something that you guys thought of? I have an idea. Let's do this.
Yeah, no, it was certainly driven by market demand. CP Rochester has been doing accessible home renovations for over 15 years. On the not-for-profit grant side. And what they've recognized is they've had a lot of people calling in because they know that they're the experts. We're the experts to do this stuff for people that they know. And they've called in and said, "Hey, can I do it in my house?" And but by the way, I can pay for it and it's not a problem. So, but they've had to turn them away. So. Here we are to provide it for folks, everyone else who's still in need of those services, that high expertise level.
Dennis Draper is with Home for Life Renovations. Their website is homeforlifeny.com. We have a link to their website on our website at propertysourceradio.com. Let's get into some of the specifics here. I think a lot of us can probably figure little things that might be done around the house to make it a little more elder-friendly, shall we say?
That's certainly one of the avenues, yeah.
What are some of the things that we might not think of that you guys have said, we can do for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, some of the solutions come just when I mentioned body mechanics, it's about, let's say folks are aging and I know that I have started to shrink a little bit, so you start to see things in a little different light.
You look shorter just from the last
Thanks
time
a lot,
you were
Steve.
here.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah. I'll try to keep that progression going for you, but it's, or, mobility issues, that, it's range of motion. It's harder to reach up to that top cabinet in the kitchen. So it's about, adjusting things and people can say, well, it's easy for me just to, move the things I use every day down. And but again, sometimes just suggesting that to folks in that light to say, have you tried moving things down?
You don't want to do that.
You just don't think about it.
It's a pride thing.
So for me, just to have those conversations and say, here's where you need to start. And again, giving them just some valued,
pointers, tips.
That all day long. Let's do that. Let's have that conversation. Now, when it comes to physical changes, sometimes people need a little extra work. Yeah. They need to have, the microwave that's, everyone's got them that's part of the range hood over top of the stove. That's hard to get to. It's hard for, it's kind of a hassle. So we suggest, well, let's put a different unit down lower. Sometimes it's even just below the countertop because that is a great place for folks sometimes because it's handier to get to. If you're actually using it for, a casserole, something like that, it can be heavy. So
every case is different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we'll continue our conversation with Dennis Draper in a couple seconds. We have to take a break. You can stick around, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes with more Property Source Radio on this Super Bowl weekend. Sports Radio 950 ESPN.